So this is the Shattered Obelisk. It is a kind of a follow-up to the Lost Mine of Phandelver. But since we all played the Lost Mine, almost all of us have played the Lost Mine, we decided to skip that one and go straight to the brand new adventure. But if you're listening to our podcasts and you listen to some of our older shows, it's going to be in the same continuity as the Dragon of Icespire Peak and the Lost Mines of Phandelver, which we didn't record, but I'm still going to put a little bit of the continuity into here. But I'll let you know when it's all important. But there might be a few differences than what you're used to when you played, or even in our previous games, since they changed up the town a little bit. But we'll see how it goes. But we start the town of Phandelver. Life on the frontier can be tough, and the town of Phandelver has had its fair share of them. Of course, rebuilding the town after centuries of being in ruins is a challenge of itself. But what about the threat of the White Dragon Cryovane, who watches from its lair on Icespire Peak? Or Death and Storm cultists infiltrating the common people to serve their evil masters? Or until most recently, the drow known as the Spider, who in secret use a group of thugs known as the Red Brands to occupy Phandelver in search for the legendary Wave Echo Cave. Luckily, another thing Phandelver is not in short supply of is heroes. Each time the town is threatened, a group of brave adventurers has risen up to protect the town and its people. But these heroes have long since moved on to greater deeds, and those who wish to do them harm, to do the town harm, do not rest. As another threat grows, who will stand up and face them? Could it be you? So, two figures are approaching the town. Two elves stand at the entrance of the bustling town of Phandelver. While they both are dressed in the garb of the traveling bard, that's where the similarities appear to end. For next to the half-elf stands a wintry Eladrin. So let's start with Whit. Please introduce your character.
All right, so I am Fermatus Cadenza, Fermi for short. I'm a bard, half-elf bard, and basically my life's work has been studying the Song of Creation. I believe that there are arcane musical modes that are like hidden in plain sight within the song that when I rediscover them and activate them, they evoke new magical effects. So I'm very into studying the Song of Creation and experimenting with it for magical learning purposes.
Next to you stands a blue-skinned elf known as a Eladrin. Swim, if you can introduce your character.
All right, I am a winter. How did you say it? Eladrin.
Eladrin.
Eladrin, which is not how I've been saying it in my head. Name Frost. That's because the winter thing. I left the Feywild because I felt that there was not enough really good tragic storytelling to be found there. And so I ventured out into the world looking for, just truly devastating stories that, would be depressing, except I love them. So they are.
Eladrins are elves from the Feywild that take on kind of aspects of the season. So, winter,
Right.
summer, spring, and fall. And Frost has been winter for a very long time, I imagine.
Yes. Yeah, not always, but for ever since she left the Feywild, she's just been winter.
So
How do you two... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, with Frost's intro there. So basically, so through my study of the Song of Creation, you can only get so far, just experimenting yourself. It's like trying to discover new spells, just like saying random combinations of words. So really, you kind of need to be out there in the world, finding ancient tomes or experts and things like that. So that's why I'm out here. I have partnered with Frost as like a songwriting duo, as my way to expand my grasp into the musical world and sort of get out there. So that's we're a partner. We're partners, and that is our connection, basically, from my perspective.
And even though you're both bards, you have two very different ways of going about being a bard and being magical.
Well, and at this point, Frost is actually thinks that Fermi might be destined for tragic circumstances, because he's an academic, right? Like, she's been out here traveling, like, trying to find sad tales, and then this academic's like, hey, I want to travel. She's like, huh, might be a really great tragic story that I can document from the beginning.
I love that.
And so that is some of her motivation in, like, going with Fermi is, well, let's see if this guy can't manage it, because, academics often really don't have a lot of real world experience, aren't good for a whole lot. No offense, academics.
So tell me about all that student debt.
And so, yeah, so that was initially why she, agreed to travel together. But of course, over the course of time, I mean, not that she's changed her mind on that, but, she does like Fermi now. She doesn't necessarily want it to be tragic, but that's what she's still waiting for it.
Yeah, but you've been traveling together for a little while, I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with each other, and you've probably been to towns a lot like Phandelver on your travels. The one thing that catches your eye as you enter the town square is this massive statue. And at first you don't quite recognize the creature because it's a little uncommon. But you notice it's of an elephant-like humanoid holding a great battle axe raised proudly in the air, and it has like some flowers and offerings at the base, and you see a small halfling woman, kind of kneeling in front of the statue. You see a mug in one hand that she gently places down next to the statue, and I can see that she's like kind of talking softly to herself. And after a moment, she stands up, kind of wipes away, wipes out her face a little bit, turns around and sees two elves kind of standing near the statue, and she looks up and goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you standing there.
Oh, that's okay. Fermi? Why don't you do the talking for right now?
Yeah, okay. Well, so, I'm Fermi.
Oh, hello.
What is your name?
Oh, my name's Thistle. I used to work at Stonehill Inn. Was actually just leaving town, saying goodbye. You two are obviously new in town.
Yeah, that's true. We're coming to Phandelver to potentially tour our show here. As you can see, we're a couple of traveling bards.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah.
So I didn't, I'm thinking back, and last time I was here in Phandelver, I do not remember that statue.
Oh, it's
Is that what you're here to visit?
Oh yeah, we recently commissioned the statue to be built from the Stonemasons Guild. Yeah, it's one of the heroes of Phandelver that fell during one of the many dangers that plague everything. He's actually a friend of mine. His name was Maruk.
Fell doing something dangerous, you say? Would you describe the circumstances of their death as tragic, perhaps?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, everyone was sad. But he was really brave. There was an ancient artifact that some cultists were trying to get, and they say he bound his soul to it and then destroyed it, and it took him away, but prevented the cultists from getting it.
Sounds like quite the tale.
Yeah, but I think he came from another world, and I like to believe that he somehow returned to it. I think. I guess that's more hopeful than tragic. But he saved my life, and I'm just moving on with my own life now and saying goodbye.
Sure, understandable, absolutely.
You're writing down notes. It's like sacrificed life.
I am dead. Who died tragically?
Yeah.
Question mark? Yeah.
It's like weeping halflings. Just giving them one last mug of mushroom ale. It's his favorite. Actually, he was kind of the only one who liked it, I guess. So
Good. I was trying really hard not to make face
yeah.
at how disgusting
It's awful.
that sounded.
It's
yeah,
not good.
It did not sound good at all.
Huh. Well, I mean, you two seem great. I'm sorry I won't be able to serve you at the end anymore, but don't worry, you'll be in good hands. There's this new barmaid named Elsa. Works at the Stonehill Inn. A few best drinks in town. And the Sleeping Giant used to have a bad reputation, but it's grown a little less rowdy in the past few months, so if you're up for a little adventure. But I feel like I'm just delaying the inevitable, prolong this conversation, so
All right, well, Fermi's gonna, nod and then just sort of walk past her, roughly heading for the statue.
okay.
Frost will awkwardly walk past her and tap her shoulder, but in a way that is very uncomfortable for
Yeah.
everybody.
It's like, oh, yes, okay. And as you get closer, you do see as you get closer, you do see a plaque that says, "In memory of Maruk, Loxodon from beyond this world." But he called this world his home. And we shall fade over to... We'll pan up from the town hall, slightly to the outskirts of town, to the Sleeping Giant Inn. The Sleeping Giant Inn has a reputation. Often a popular drinking spot for miners after a long day's work, it also attracts the less savory types. And the discovery of the Wave Echo Cave has meant it's busier than ever. But if you're looking for quiet, you better have a drink at the Stonehill Tavern. Behind the counter, the half-orc owner Greska busily tends to the bar, and a red-skinned tiefling serves the tables to an ever more demanding customer base. Nick, if you can introduce your character.
So my character's name is Raina. She is a tiefling. What more do you want to know?
Favorite color, favorite food?
Well, her favorite color is gold.
I get it.
And okay.
And she's a private person.
And she's a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
Oh,
Hey, we're all Virgos. Look at that. Um, she kind of keeps to herself, and she's not overly friendly, but she's also not rude to the patrons that are there.
so tonight's been exceptionally busy. Seems like you're never without a free moment. Delivering these drinks and meals to all the people here. And the half-orc Greska, who owns the tavern, is like, it's like, Raina, keep on your feet. We have a new order on table 12.
Do you think I'll ever get a break?
Look, it's Friday. People just came off work. They want a good time. It's like
Show them a good time.
she's like busily like preparing a drink, and she goes, oh, what was that?
Nothing, Greska.
It's like, okay, table 12 or whatever I said. And she hands
On
you
my
a
way.
kind of like a bunch of plates to balance on your arm, like they do at restaurants.
Okay.
But you're an old pro, so let me give you a dexterity saving throw
Oh, cool.
just to see. First roll.
Dexterity saving throw? Okay.
Well, dexterity roll or dexterity or acrobatics.
14.
14. Oh yeah, you're weaving behind the people. You have between the people. You have plates balanced on your arms. You're holding mugs of ale, and you see this large table with just a bunch of miners that were after hours, still like soot-covered faces, but they're like having a good time. They have like a bowl full of peanuts that they just all devoured. There's nothing left. Like shells are over the floor. And who knows if it's that type of establishment. But one by one you start giving them their food. And from the back of your mind you hear your familiar conscious the inner voice go, "Don't mix up their order. You know what happened last time." No
Who
tips.
ordered? Sorry.
No tips for you if you mess up your order.
So who ordered the chicken fried steak?
There's a gnome raises her hand. Oh, that's me.
Delicious. Enjoy. And I plop it down in front of him.
Immediately starts going at it, and the rest of the patrons like looking eagerly, like they obviously see where their food is on your like being balanced on the tray. Saying, hear the voice say, goes, that dwarf there. I bet she's gonna have an attitude towards you. She has a look about her, doesn't she?
I give a little kind of quiet snort and just start passing dishes out.
Okay. Pass out rest of the food, but this very it's like this skinny human kind of goes, oh, excuse me, ma'am, I asked for no pickles on my burger.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are there pickles on your burger? And I lift up the bun. Are there any pickles on his burger?
There's definitely pickles.
I pull the pickles off with my other hand. And I plop the other bun back, or the top of the bun back down. There
Boys.
you are. No pickles.
The voice goes, dutifully handled. They'll never expect a thing. And they all kind of look in horror as you, like, manhandle their food right in front of them.
Will that be all?
The guy was obviously too, like, taken aback to say, it's like, yep, that's fine.
Great. Enjoy your food. And I turn around and walk away.
That dwarf, though, goes, excuse me, you just use your hands to ignore on our food.
I ignore and just walk off.
Excuse me. A little too high. And this, like, she actually gets up from the table. The voice goes, up. Here it comes. Again.
I turn around and put on my best smile. Yes?
Saying, how do I know you wash your hands?
You don't.
It's like, it's like, it'll be the proper thing to do. Wouldn't you say, everyone? At this point, it's gone a little quiet around, like, people are kind of staring.
I want to use my thaumaturgy cantrip and just make my voice a little bit louder than it typically would be.
Okay.
Why don't you go back and eat the food? Go back and enjoy your food instead of causing all this trouble.
You can see her face, this dwarf's face is getting red, you know, like she's about to erupt. And from behind you, in comes Greska, saying, on the house, of course. And let me give you a extra burger, just to, as a compliment. She goes, on the house? It's like, yeah, we could do on the house. And everyone cheers, like, yeah! She gives you a little side-eye, Raina, but she returns to her table. And Ingreska says to you, you know the rules. We take the pickles off behind where no one can see us. It doesn't matter if we use our hands or gloves, but we don't do it in front of the customers.
They were giving me dirty looks because I'm a tiefling.
You're in a bar, run by a half-orc. There's a tiefling in the kitchen. Makes the most delicious food I've ever...
See that one.
Makes the most delicious food I've ever seen. It's like, yes, but they don't care, Raina. But if... Have there been any complaints that I haven't heard about? Have you been mistreated?
You can just see it in their eyes. And of course they whisper things under their breath. By the way, I have tables.
She looks around at how busy it is and knows that she can't make up the extra work. She goes, yeah, you have tables.
Saunter off to my work.
Yeah. She heads back. And she opens up the kitchen door. She goes, hey, Wheel of Fortune! Remember, no pickles on these orders. And your voice goes, right, boss, sorry. Wheel of Fortune, you would know is the tiefling that works in the kitchen. Another tiefling woman. Purple skin, though, not red. But the rest of the night is fairly uneventful. But there's always that feeling that they're whispering something under your breath, you feel. Alright. Go back to... Zoom out of the Sleeping Giant. Cross town to the Phandelver Mining Exchange. Business is booming at the Miners Exchange in Phandelver, and its owner, Helia Thornton, couldn't be happier. Sure, let the Dwarven Rockseeker brothers have their fame and what fortune that comes with running operations at the Wave Echo Cave, but it all comes through the Mining Exchange. One under her employ... Oh, we kind of talked about this, you're not actually working for the Miner Exchange, but one individual that, spends a lot of time at the mining exchange as a jeweler, is the unusual Tortle from Waterdeep. Here he sits at his workbench, carefully inspecting a shipment of gems that just arrived from the cave. Sam, if you introduce your character.
Sure. So I am a Way of the Beast barbarian, Tortle. My name is Franklin Nanaboozhoo. I have a nickname, the Tank. So I was born and raised in the Traders Ward of Waterdeep. Parents Jonathan, he was a jeweler as well, and Elizabeth, my mother, was a homemaker. I was a wrestler in secondary school, and I had a good reputation, but never won a lot because I always had to fight people much bigger than me because my shell added to my weight class, so I was always undersized. But a decent wrestler nonetheless. After school, I went to apprentice as a jeweler, and during that time, that's when I got the Frank the Tank moniker for my high tolerance for intoxicating substances, often outlasting my fellow apprentices on feast days. Also, it turns out I could take a punch if I need to. That shell comes in handy as well, so the name the Tank just stuck. I'm not really naturally disposed to fighting. I'm pretty good-natured, but I have a tendency to lose my temper. And, then I get angry and hurt stuff. But otherwise, I'm a jolly guy, and I have been sent out here as a representative of the Jewelers Guild in Waterdeep in order to act as a wholesaler for stuff being dug up out of the ground right here in Phandelver.
Yeah, so most of the stuff you've been seeing lately has been from the Wave Echo Cave, which, aside from its just valuable jewels and things, a lot of them have been like magically infused as well, because the whole cave has kind of that energy around it. And here you have your newest shipment, and one immediately catches your eye. It's this jade green color, but it has this shimmer about it that's almost neon.
Oh, fascinating. Look at the luminescence on this, I mutter to myself as I'm looking at it with my little eye loops on, zooming in on it, just absolutely taken aback by the shimmer of this gem. I get distracted by these gems. I do love them, but I think to myself, man, something like this would be good for a personal collection, but that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here for. Let me appropriately document and categorize this.
Mm-hmm. It's not unusual to find like slightly glowing gem from the Wave Echo Cave, but this one seems to radiate it like it's pulsing, and it kind of happened when you begin to handle it with your gloves, as you begin to examine it.
Oh, so I kind of play with that a little bit. I like set it down to see if it like dims a little bit. I pick it up with the glove and see how that shimmer changes. I take the gloves off, and I'm just kind of playing with it, just curious. I've not seen anything quite so luminescent before.
Mm-hmm. And in the core of this, as you stare more intently, just seems to glow brighter and brighter. Why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, right. Boom. 26.
26. You feel kind of the air around you grow a little warm and like little fuzzy, but you kind of shake it off. And you look down, and the gem is just jade again. It's not glowing anymore.
Oh, I just kind of shake my head. What was that? That was strange. That was, and I'm kind of now holding the gem, kind of manipulating it in my hand, just wondering what on earth just happened, where the shimmer went. I just kind of set it down, and I take my eye loops off, and I just kind of lean back and think to myself, what on earth was that?
And you see it pulse again. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Brighter and brighter. It's almost like a strobe light. Lighting up the room, and like these rainbow colors just all around you, like almost like a fog made out of rainbows, and you're kind of like lost in this display for a moment as you lay back and watch, and you see these figures you know, these figures are almost in the distance in the fog, like barely visible, and they're like in groups with their hands raised as if they're something from the heavens has caught their gaze, and the rainbow colors just get more and more crazy. And then you shake your head again. You feel something on your shoulder, like a hand is trying to shake you back to awareness. And you see this little goblin who works at the Miners Exchange named Droop. He goes, Franklin, wake up! Wake up!
Ah!
Dozed off again. Dozed off again.
Oh, yeah. Boy, how long was I out there?
So you were just like staring at the ceiling?
Oh. Yeah, I think I might have been having a flashback or something. I don't know.
He kind of like looks aside. It's like I've been partaking, haven't you again?
Oh, well, I mean, not before work and stuff. I'm totally fine. Yeah, no, I'm totally fine now, but I'm wondering if maybe last night's dosage was a little higher than I was expecting. My goodness, something. You didn't see anything? There was no. Was it foggy in here? Did you see a bunch of rainbows and some shadowy figures in the distance?
He looks confused, and from a back office you see Hyla Thornton, the leader of the Miner Exchange Guild, middle-aged woman, black hair. She walks out and goes, see what, Franklin? What did what did we not see?
Oh, yeah, I'm just messing with Droop. Yeah, you got me. Sorry, Droop. Bad taste in humor. I apologize. Nothing, Halia. Don't even worry about it. Everything is fine here.
Because Droop isn't wrong. We had that discussion about your activities before work. And you promised not to let it happen again, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's not what's going on. I thought I'd make a joke out of it, That's all. No, everything is fine. Yeah, I was just joking about rainbow fog and stuff. I mean,
She grabs her temple as if she has a headache. It's like, oh, okay. I have an important meeting with Gundren this afternoon, and I can't deal with this, so continue whatever you're doing, and let me rest. Clear my head.
By all means, yeah, I think we all need to clear our heads, actually. I kind of mumble to myself as she walks away.
Saying, yeah, looks like you need some air there, buddy.
Yeah, some fresh air wouldn't hurt at all. I kind of step up out of my chair and walk out the front door, stand on whatever porch-like apparatus they have on the front there, and kind of stretch it out, see if I can find a spot that's in the sun, try to heat myself up a little bit more, So it's trouble with being cold-blooded sometimes.
Yeah.
You get a little cool when you're outside of the sun, so just try to bask for a minute.
Droop goes, it's lucky you're not actually employed by her.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I mean, it's been great. It's better than, it's better for me. You used to be a member of the Kragmaws, and they were a bunch of jerks.
Yeah, but you're trying to turn your life around, eh, Droop?
It's like, oh yeah, I have lots of benefits now.
Yeah, exactly. We all deserve multiple chances to, correct the sins of our past, I'd say.
He goes, the offer still stands, by the way. I can get you an in if you want.
Oh,
he says, to the Zentherum, if you want it.
I'm still considering it. I like to keep my options open, as you know. Still considering it. I appreciate it. You'll be the first to know when I decide.
So, out of character, are you familiar with these Zentherum?
I am indeed.
Okay. He goes, saying, I'm telling you, the perks are great. Lots of money involved.
Yeah, but I'm trying to go straight, and they have bit of a reputation of maybe
Oh, it's
operating.
all over-exaggerated.
I mean, I'm trying to stay out of the gray area, you know. Come on, Droop, come on. Can't you let a guy try to move to a new place, you know? Start
Yeah.
fresh?
Saying, yeah, I know about starting fresh. Well, I'm saying I can put in good word to Halia.
Yeah, I mean, you know she doesn't really like me, but I suppose
There's
I
too
do,
many goody two-shoes in this town.
Oh. You won't hear any argument from me. Oh.
Hear a voice from inside the building go, Droop, break's over. 30-second break over, back to work.
Oh, yeah, nice break. Nice talking to you,
Yeah.
Droop. Glad I don't work for her.
Yeah, she's been in a
is
bad
why
mood. She's been in a bad mood. I don't think Gundren's too happy with her lately. And that's where all the money is coming from. So, okay, I can get back to work before I get in trouble again.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yep. And
Boss
he
is calling.
heads back inside.
I just, kind of close my eyes and again try to get a moment's peace, clear my head. Kind of wondering about what on earth foggy rainbows could be. And just try to settle myself. Maybe last night was worse than I thought. Gotta get myself straight. Frank, come on, let's go.
Rest of the stash of gems, though, is completely normal.
Okay.
Right, and finally we zoom up from the Miners' Exchange to the center of town, past the statue of Maruk, to the one of the upper levels of the town hall, to a small office right next to a larger office. But inside...
Isn't that how it always goes?
Yep,
That's how it always goes. There's
Right next
always
to-
a bigger office.
right next to a door that says Isildar High Winter. You see, there is a town that says assistant, basically. And so inside a cramped office in the town hall in Phandelver sits a representative from the Lord's Alliance. There's a surprising amount of paperwork to be done, but the Earth Genesi currently shifting through the files is tidy and efficient. So, Brice, introduce your character.
How many times do I have to tell these miners? Form 108B must be completed in triplicate.
Triplicate!
Triplicate. Sildar, what kind of show have you been running here? So, Rok'kee is an Earth Genasi who is very concerned with keeping things in place, keeping things in order. He believes that Sildar has done a pretty decent job getting the mining operation up and running, but that he has kind of stopped focusing on increasing efficiencies and letting it run itself.
Well,
So-
Sildar is more the Lord's Alliance. He's a friend of Gundren Rockseeker, who is doing the mine, but he's kind of more concerned about the safety of the town.
And not
but-
the efficiency of the operation. That
But
much is
since
clear.
he's a friend of from Gundren, you end up with a lot of the mine paperwork too. So,
So yeah, that is he's a cleric devoted to the domain of order, naturally.
God of Tyr, I think
Worshipping Tyr, but in that domain of order.
Yep, and
And-
if you're not familiar, a Genasi is kind of like an elemental humanoid. And he is of the earth. We have described that he's almost like
Fire!
yeah, he's almost like a bronze, like a cracked bronze color.
Yeah.
You can see through a token here. One letter does catch your eye. because it is stamped with the symbol of the Emerald Enclave, and it has the scent of like pine trees.
It is nice.
It's very nice. But you know, the Emerald Order is kind of a big thing, so it kind of catches your eye.
I open it neatly with my letter cutter, with my letter opener.
Imagine these huge hands, this little letter opener. Take it out, and the letter reads, goes to the Lord's Alliance. My name is Rydoth, and I make my home in the ruins of Thundertree. Ever since the eruption of Mount Hotau that destroyed the once prosperous town, I have kept a watch over it. I have kept the ashen zombies and giant spiders at bay, with the help of adventurers, cleared out a bothersome cult of dragon cultists. However, the reason for their arrival has to do with the green dragon Venomfang. For at this time, the young worm has made its lair. For a time, this young worm has made its lair in the abandoned wizard tower, but I fear he looks to expand his territory. In communication with my deity Sylvanus, they have revealed that Venomfang has set his eyes on the town of Phandelver. My own attempt to sway the dragon has been disastrous. I beg you, gather heroes and slay Venomfang before another town is lost. This is signed Rydoth of the Emerald Enclave.
Have I ever heard of Rydoth?
Give me a history check.
I will do that. FGH. A 16.
16. You're not too familiar with the Emerald Enclave. Maybe you know some of the representatives from Neverwinter, where I imagine you originate from. You were kind of sent here to give a little order to Chaos of Phandelver, since Sildars is awful at paperwork. But whoever Rydoth is, they obviously aren't like a high-ranked member or anything like that. But you have heard of Thundertree.
Still, a claim such as this must be investigated.
Must be properly filed.
I go next door and I take it with me, and I knock on the door to Sildar's office. Is he in there?
Here, enter.
I enter.
You see a middle-aged man with graying hair, once usually clad in armor, now in more casual wear. There's a cane next to his desk, and he looks up from whatever paperwork he's looking at, and not reading, not doing. And he looks up and goes, Mr. Rok'kee. Or was it Rok'kee?
Rock is fine.
Oh, that's so on the nose. I kind of... But that's what I love about you.
That and my sense of humor.
It's like, yes, I know I forgot to put the proper stamp on the final forms that we sent back to Neverwinter.
Again? How many? That's not what this is about. We'll talk about that.
You know,
later.
Recently he's had kind of a semi-traumatic experience being kidnapped by goblins, finding out one of his best friends has been a gang leader for
so long ago.
Yeah.
So in the past.
Well, it was like a few months ago. So
get over it already.
Get over it. Get over it. But he goes, how can I help you today?
I have received correspondence from a representative of the Emerald Enclave in Thundertree who is claiming that there is a green dragon making a nest, potentially a threat to Phandelver.
He looks over the letter. He takes the letter, looks it over, puts on reading glasses. He goes, Thundertree. He goes, when the prior heroes of Phandelver, when they went to Thundertree to to find Rydoth, they mentioned a green dragon, but they feared it was too powerful. But it was just making roost in the tower, not hurting anyone.
So its existence is true then?
Well, it's true, but he was idle. He goes, but like most dragons, he's growing greedy. He goes, Thunder Tree's so far away. But
I look out the window and can see it. Like, okay.
it's like, trust me, it's like, oh, I can't see it. You must be right. It's like a week's journey.
Okay.
You know. He goes, but Rydoth has been a protector of that town for decades, ever since it was destroyed. If she says that there's if Venom Fang proves a threat, then we'll do what she says. We'll gather heroes, and they'll do what they do. Saying, as a member of the Lord Alliance, I trust that you're going to volunteer.
Naturally.
May I remind you that you sworn an oath?
I would be honored.
I know the paperwork's going to build up, but I think it will be worth it. He, with the help of his cane, he stands up. Obviously an old injury that hasn't healed correctly since his ordeal. And he goes, in the morning, I'll hold a meeting in the town hall, see what heroes we can gather. I'll go speak with the town master, tell him of our plans. He goes, if only the heroes of Phandelver remained here, I know we would stand a chance, but I trust. And he gets into like heroic mode. It's like, but I trust the people of Phandelver will stand up and do what's right. So, next morning,
he goes to do whatever he's gonna do, and he walks out, leaves me, and I will file the forms to reserve the meeting space.
Say, oh, yes, we do need a permit for public gatherings these days.
Without rules, there is chaos.
Yes, of course. And he shall go about his business, and with everyone introduced. The next morning, Sildar stands in front of the statue of Maruk. Everyone's gathered. And he says to the gathered crowd, he goes, the town of Phandelver is once again in danger. The dragon Venom Fang sets his eyes on our town. He goes, who will stand up and slay Venom Fang, the green worm? I ask for volunteers, for heroes, for adventurers.
Fermi is waiting and observing.
Most of the people are kind of looking at each other. They start to murmur. Rok'kee, do you step forward?
Yeah, I will be the first one.
He kind of nudges. He kind of nudges you. He's like, "Come on."
I will gladly step up to face this threat and defend the town. Who is with me? For whatever treasure Venom Fang has in his hoards are yours to keep. You can tell he's like trying to hype it up, trying to get people interested. He goes, gold, magic scrolls, and gems like you never imagined.
Franklin pops up, and at the mention of gems, he was kind of, spaced out a little bit, but heard the word gems and snaps to, and kind of looks around, assesses the situation. It says, well, you can't send a rock to go fight a dragon. It's gonna take another cold-blooded reptile to take care of this, so I might as well join the party.
This was excellent.
Saunter up to stand next to the rock, and then to Rok'kee, and kind of look him up and down like I've never seen a Genesi of any form before, and I'm I'm quite curious about this earthen form he has.
I guess that's true. You're like, are there gems inside you?
Your eyes are kind of gemmy.
Seriously.
I want to see what's inside you, see the gems within you. Sildar goes, saying, with Venom Fang slain, perhaps we could rebuild Thunder Tree, return it to its former glory before the eruption of the volcano. And he goes, I know there is some among you who used to make Thunder Tree your home, and she gestures to a mother and her 3 kids who they have like prior dealings with. And he goes like, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, at the mention of Thunder Tree, Raina steps forward and just very like, almost as if she's bored, goes, "I'm in."
Sildar gives a nod. Goes, excellent.
And Rok'kee tries to mumble, but he's just not good at mumbling, but so it's very audible. Or perhaps we will all die.
He stands there. Anyone else?
Well, so I think during this whole like dialogue and all of this that like Frost is like nudging Fermi, like, come on, do you want to go? Do you want to go? And he's just sort of like, stoic, kind of like, oh, I don't really know. And then Frost is just gonna step forward and say, did you say dragon? Because that sounds highly dangerous and bound to end in tragedy. So I think my companion here and I are totally in for this.
I have I'm staring daggers at Frost.
Yep. And I'm like pushing him or like dragging
But it's her
him.
turn.
Like,
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna do it.
Fermi picked
You'll
the
see
last.
what real tragedy looks like. It's a dragon, Fermi. Come on.
Fermi picked the last adventurer. Frost picks this one.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Fine.
Fine, he's a dragon. Sildar goes, excellent.
I'm
5.
Following, I'm like,
5 somewhat reluctant heroes. He goes, meet me in the town treasury. I'll help you prepare for your journey.
An excellent place to meet. Always wanted to see the inside of the treasury. Just curiosity, that's all. Just curiosity.
I have my eye on Franklin.
I've got my eyes on Rocky's eyes.
Gonna get your eyes. I'm gonna get them.
Raina like clocks what these two are doing and just like rolls her eyes and starts and heads off towards the treasury.
Okay. Sildar goes, so I already made the order at the general shop to give you supplies for the journey. It won't be a short one. The town is near Neverwinter, which is nearly a week's journey. He goes, but have some good news. The prior heroes of Phandelver left behind some of the treasures. Some gathered from the Wave Echo Cave. And think of no better people to give no better a task, or no better people to give them given the task at hand. And we'll open up a safe, some items inside. Inside are 5 healing potions, which he hands out to both of you, and there's a breastplate and a mace. And he goes, this mace is Lightbringer. He goes, the bane of the undead, if you ever run across it. Makes a handy torch, too. And he goes, but this piece of armor, which is, has motifs of dragon etched onto it, he goes, it's Dragon Guard. He says, may have a little bit more luck with it if you're to face Venom Fang head on. So, Dragon Guard is a +1 breastplate. Lightbringer is a +1 mace.
Is breastplate heavy armor?
Yes. Put a link there so you can look at the link.
It didn't say.
So since it's a special item, maybe it's not. It doesn't say. Well, let's see. Well, I'll look up what her breastplate is then. 'Cause I think
Medium. Medium. It is.
Okay, so yeah, it is a medium armor. 14 plus dex modifier, maximum 2. So 16 for most people. But you get advantage on breath weapons attacks, basically. In the dexterity saving throw against it. Lightbringer does plus plus d6 radiant damage to undead creatures and can be used as a light source.
So funny. I was even looking at Lightbringer as my uncommon earlier. So that's funny.
I snag a healing potion and say, I bring my armor with me. And I flex out my claws and say, and my weapons. I grab a healing potion. I'll take one of these, though.
Yep,
I stash it in my shell and kind of step back to allow everybody else to peruse the merchandise.
Yep, so you'll each grab a healing potion. Add that to your inventory. It's a basic healing potion.
All 5 of us?
Yeah, each of you get one healing potion.
Yeah. Okay.
And, let's see. I look over the things. This would be less protection than I employ.
I'm guessing you're taking Lightbringer, though. I think you'll be the best.
You know what? You would think so, but I'm not really planning. I mean, I am planning on heavily the spirit weapon. I really don't plan swinging a physical weapon most of the time.
Yeah, we got a lot of range people.
Yeah, so if there's somebody else that could use a magic weapon, I'm good to pass on it. But if not, then I will take it.
I can't see in the dark. I suppose I could use it as a torch, but short of the undead, it's literally does the same damage as my unarmed strikes do. So, I can snag it and use it as a torch if everybody else is literally ranged.
Up to you.
Well, I'm gonna try to. Fermi is, he doesn't get his hands dirty that often. I don't think.
It is a 1d6 bludgeoning weapon. It is a simple melee weapon.
Ms. Tiefling, do any of these wares appeal to you?
I have no need for any of them, thank you. And I snap my fingers, and with my thaumaturgy, all the windows blow open.
Thanks for the fresh air.
A neat trick.
How about for
Well,
our
I think
bards?
someone better take it. Yeah. But I'm never gonna use it.
Gotcha. I'll grab it.
Yeah. I think Frost is probably, looking at, grabs a healing potion, is taking a look, looks up and goes, "Did anyone keep a written account of the I don't really want to call it adventure. Sounds like it didn't end the best for some of those heroes, right? But did anyone? Is there no written record of that story by any
We
chance?
may have something in the archives.
Yeah.
I would be
Great,
glad
okay.
to.
All right, yeah. I'll browse those when I get a chance, for sure.
So, yeah, and also, Brice, a cleric without a mace is never
Well, I have
cleric
a mace. I have a mace. I have a mace already.
Just don't
But
want to
this
use
is a
the better
really
one.
cool mace.
Yeah, but if someone else needed it.
It's a +1 though. Might as well just take it.
Fine,
Take the
I'm
mace.
fine.
Take the
Twist
mace.
my arm.
Yeah,
Twist my arm. I'm taking it. It's taken.
Take the cleric weapon, cleric.
What about the Dragon Guard?
Honestly, I'm wearing heavy armor, so I would lose 2 AC with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the breath weapon is nice, but I don't have any dexterity modifier. It just doesn't make sense for me on that one.
Yeah, it would lower my AC. Again, I mean, who can't use advantage against breath weapons? But it would lower my AC to take it.
Sam, also you can't wear armor because of your shell.
Oh, indeed.
And remember, it is a +1.
I mean, the shell is the armor.
Yes, it's also a +1, so it's
Oh, so it would be the same.
It would be a 17.
Oh.
It would be, what was it, 14? So it would be a 15 plus dex maximum too.
Well,
So
give me a second, man.
We said it was medium armor, right?
medium armor.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I can only
Do you have proficiency? Could you even do that?
Oh, I don't think bards can.
I can't.
Okay. I need to take a thing.
Give me a second.
Well, it might be good just because you're going against a dragon.
I know. Just let me look and see what happens if I wear it.
Sell it later.
I don't want to take it all.
Sildur's like, please don't sell the town's treasures. People died for them.
Right.
No.
If it does bring it down, but the advantage of the breath weapon could probably be a good idea, and I don't know. What do you think?
It gave you a conundrum.
Listen, Cleric, you'll take those weapons and breastplates.
Are you the only one who can wear and use medium armor, Brice?
It looks that
I
way.
think so, yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's a
I grab the breastplate and I with one hand, I shove it into the chest of Rok'kee. Just it's yours.
Yep.
It has been decided.
He goes,
Man, I am decked out though.
you walked in with all this started looking armor. He came out all gleaming and
Yeah. Although, okay, and the benefit, so at the cost on AC, I get advantage on breath weapons and no longer disadvantage on stealth. I guess that's fine.
Okay.
I signed the log of us borrowing the treasures.
But sometime later, from Barthen's provisions, you get all the gear, food you need for your travel, and the townsfolk wish you well and gives you cheers as you walk off onto the road to Neverwinter and Thundertree.
Frost is gonna say, kind of under her breath, but not too quietly, I wonder how many of us are actually gonna make it back, y'all. Well, maybe not with the y'all. That's probably not a Frost.
Does Frost not say y'all?
That's telling us a lot about Frost.
Right, yeah. That's okay. She didn't say y'all. She said you guys. Okay.
Yins.
So, here is the Sword Coast, the area where the adventure takes place. We're way down here, at the bottom of the map, Phandelver. Take a journey to the Tribord Trail, head west to the High Road, make a brief detour in Neverwinter, make your way to Thundertree.
So, Nick, Raina has been in Phandelver for some time.
Yes.
Okay, and Franklin, you have been for some time as well.
Yeah, for as long as the Miners' Exchange has been open,
Okay.
more or less.
I think that we would all at least know that each other exists.
Mhm.
We would be acquaintances, probably. I'm sure.
The only real newcomer would be the two bards.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think how the conversation would go.
Yeah, but you have
Right.
plenty of time on your journey to talk.
So, I'm going to assume that we at least exchanged names while we were divvying up treasure. so, Miss Frost, Mr. Fermi, what brings you to Phandelver?
Well, I heard that there was a new arcane mode, a musical mode, that was discovered in Phandelver somewhere. Because like major mode and minor mode are only 2 of the 7 total modes using equal temperament tuning, and that's the what modern world uses, as opposed to just intonation, which is from the past. And if you let go of that assumption that you need equal temperament tuning of 12 semitones, and theoretically there's an infinite number of possible modes that you could use to interpret a particular piece of music, like the Song of Creation.
Fermi, hey, remember we talked about keeping information to sort of a little more simple for those who haven't been in a scholarly setting for years. Remember?
Right. Well, anyway, I'm here because I like music, Rok'kee, and Fermi's gonna like play on his bandor. He's looking for the pitch, the like single tone that Rok'kee speaks at. He's trying to figure out what note that is.
It's the brown note.
Oh no! Oh no! Hugo, do you know rock and roll?
I was never one for music, but that is not unpleasant. The music, not the speech.
The music sounds brown, like the earth.
And
just keep plucking away.
Miss Frost, it seems you are interested in the stories to tell. Hopefully we can write a story of tragedy for the dragon, not for ourselves.
Not there's anything particularly tragic about dragons dying, but if one of us doesn't make it, that would be an excellent story.
Nick, upon hearing about no tragedy in Thundertree, how to respond to that?
She lowers her eyes to the ground and says, Thundertree has seen its fair share of tragedy, thanks to this dragon.
Has that information been written down anywhere?
I'm not sure, but I assume.
Give me Nick would know, but Frost can give me a history check real quick. Five. It's the first time you ever heard of it. But Sildar did mention a volcano that destroyed the town some 30-odd years ago.
All right, Frost makes a note in this little notebook that she carries around with her. That's basically like, explore tragedy of Thundertree.
Do you collect tales?
Sad ones, yes, I do. Do you have any good ones? Do you have any good, really, really like ugly crying tales to tell me?
Nick, you hear a voice in your head go, does she ever?
How about a tale of death?
Sounds pretty sad.
I will share with her the story of my adopted female person in my life, and how they passed away at Thundertree. during the volcano and the dragon and all that fun stuff.
Frost, upon hearing the story, is like, I mean, cries, right? But has like this joyous look on her face. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, she's crying. She's showing the appropriate emotions, but you can't help but see like the excitement of, oh my gosh, this is really good stuff, right? Taking notes and things, and you know, trying not to be too insensitive with the questions.
I think, like, isn't it Claire on Modern Family that's like that? Where she, like, loves, like, yeah.
Yeah.
She can't stop smiling.
And there was, like, stories when the prior heroes kind of cleared out the town that, like, all that remained there was, like, ashen zombies of the people that got trapped in the blast, and the whole place is overrun by, giant spiders. So it's been a very grim, tragic place for many, many years.
Frost looks at Fermi, he's like, man, I think I came to the right place. This is...
Yeah.
I
Fair
thought
enough,
this was
bro.
for you, Fermi, and then look at what I get.
Fermi's thinking to himself, like, thank goodness it happened on her turn.
Yeah, when you were in town, you probably heard stories about orc attacks and in gangs taking over the town more than one occasion. Like threats of another dragon that's from Icespire Peak at one point. Hostile corporate takeovers of from like Waterdeep, from Acquisitions Incorporated. It's just all this craziness happens in Phandelver. It all happens in Phandelver. I like to think like some of you like might have been NPCs in like our old adventures, just hanging around.
That one bard from that bar.
Yeah, that was you. No, I remember one time in the Sleeping Giant, you had this giant bar fight, and I like to think that that Raina, that Nick's character, was just had to clean it all up afterwards.
I end the tale with, and every year I make the pilgrimage back, unable to say goodbye to my mother. Her body was never recovered.
Wow, this is all really dark. I'm gonna just fall back here. You guys keep going. I'm just gonna fall behind for a second, and I'll catch right back up.
You find interesting rocks to look at.
Yeah. Just kind of like stay back behind, just for a little bit, just to, you know, get some quote-unquote fresh air, and then move to quicken my pace a little bit to catch back up to the group once I've appropriately modified my state of mind.
Right, but trip to Thunder Tree, fairly quiet. Takes just about a week to make the journey on foot. They didn't even give you a horse. Maybe they gave you a horse and carriage. Or a cart, who knows. But you soon arrive at the gates of Thunder Tree.
Is it like totally like total devastation? Is
Yeah,
that like what we're walking up to? And I'm like, okay, so if it's like total devastation, then Frost is like, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, sorry, Raina. I meant, oh, woeful is the sight of this decimated town.
Raina doesn't even hear you right now because she's like devastated. She hasn't stepped foot in Thunder Tree in years.
Gotcha.
Gradually, the trail becomes an old, overgrown lane, winding between dilapidated buildings choked with vines and brush. In the middle of the settlement rises a steep hill, upon which stands a stone tower, with a partially collapsed roof with an adjoining cottage. A dirt road hugs the base of the hill and winds its way between stone houses, many of which are ruthless ruins. Other buildings appear intact. The whole place is eerily silent. A wooden sign is nailed to the post nearby. It reads, "Danger, plant monsters and zombies. Turn back now." But it's been painted over in red paint. And you see an older, elderly woman, the little fox companion, kind of walk up to greet you, and he goes, "The zombies and blights haven't been a problem for quite some time now. But the dragon has." And she takes a bow and he goes, "My name's Rydoth. I trust that you received my message."
Yes, your letter was well received. We are here in response.
I loved your penmanship.
You signed it in the right place.
I'm glad the Lord's Alliance was able to answer my request. Things have become very dire here. Because zombies and spiders and lights may not be a problem anymore, but Venom Fang grows angry. He grows overconfident. He goes, Phandelver is next.
Well, good for you, because overconfident dragons just happen to be one of our specialties. Isn't that right, group? Yeah.
Totally.
Trying to be as charismatic and leader-like as I can be.
He goes, "You're not the heroes that helped me before. You're all new."
Yeah, we're not particularly thrilled that they died either.
Oh no, they didn't
In
die.
service of your tasks.
Saying,
Here we are.
the ones that aided me lived on, although I did hear they took a trip to Avernus at one point. A descent into Avernus, if you will. Haven't heard from them since, but I'm sure they're fine.
Yep, probably not dead at all. Yep.
I'm sure they'll come out of there with no sort of affliction or anything like that.
It was a while ago, so who knows. But she says, as for Venom Fang, he is a young dragon, thankfully not fully grown, but makes him no less dangerous. He still lived for 100 years and thinks very highly of himself. He goes, "I've seen what his acid breath can do. Do your best to avoid it."
Just a quick point of clarification, having never technically fought a dragon, Miss Rydoth, just, is this the good, fun kind of acid, or like the melt your skin kind of acid?
Gives a little smirk, and he goes, "Definitely the bad kind, but if you want to party after, I have some selection of mushrooms."
Man, I just kind of look around. The druids always have the best stuff, guys. Always have the best stuff. Excellent, excellent. I'm looking forward to your company later.
She goes, "That's for the rest of you. The dragon's treasure will be ample reward, I believe." But she says, "Venom Fang would know you're here. He's very alert these days, but my hut should be a fairly safe place if you need to prepare." She gestures to a small, intact house near the outskirts of town. But if you need to know anything more about Venom Fang, I can do my best to answer.
I'm sorry, did you say where his lair was?
She points to a partially collapsed wizard tower near the middle of the town. And she goes, "That's where Venom Fang makes his lair."
You know, you'd really think with the proximity to Neverwinter that they'd worried and have done something.
Saying dragon often keeps close to his treasure. The fact that Benefang has such lofty ambitions for such a young dragon. It's quite unusual. But better now until he's grown more powerful, I think.
Sounds reasonable.
Nip it in the bud.
I think Frost is gonna like clap her hands together and be like, "Okay, guys, preparation is what you need when you plan to live through something. So why don't we just get in there?" Yeah.
Fermi's
Yeah.
like,
Just
I mean,
rush right in.
yeah, I'm following.
I mean, I really have no preparation to do. I've got everything prepared I need.
I just kind of flex my
Yeah.
claws out, kind of sharpen them a little bit on each other. You know, pick my teeth a little bit.
I check the fit of Dragon Guard and make sure that Lightbringer is secured.
Mm-hmm. Might be some artwork
What?
here.
Does she have in her art? So I did.
Ms. Right-Off, do you have any supplies that could be beneficial for us for the upcoming task?
I'm afraid I have very little material possessions. That's why I sent requests to the Lord's Alliance.
Did she introduce herself as a druid?
Maybe I didn't, but yeah, she did.
She did. Okay.
Yeah. You want a good? You want a good berry? So I put a picture in the Discord. You don't see this, but here's a picture of the tower with Venom Fang scaring
Right.
some poor deer.
It looks like a skinny rook in chess, sort of, with a dragon. It's like the size of the a dragon's legs and arms, like can grasp around it to sit down, sort of.
It's funny.
I think
Aww.
in terms of a map, it's like bigger than that. But yeah, I get the. That's more of an adult dragon size, really. But
You're gonna hurt those deer.
yeah, they're
Not
fast.
those
He's
ones.
gonna
They're
have
getting
them
the
for
hell out of
dinner.
there.
Oh.
They're running.
True.
Don't worry, the deers are fine. The rabbits, though, they
Deer.
didn't make it.
Oh no!
Oh,
Why are you smiling?
Just the thought of something so cute and helpless being endlessly
Yes.
murdered brings me infinite joy.
Endless murder. Yeah, that's kind of.
remind me
Next
after
turn,
game to tell you guys like an epic story.
Okay.
I suppose the only way end it is by beginning.
Saying, yes, let's not waste any more time. If you require aid, then I might be able to provide you with the means of escape. But the rest is up to you.
Seems cryptic.
Escape from
And
this life.
Just what would we need to know for that?
For what? I'm just saying
She
the defeating the dragon is up to you. Like, that's all she can do, really. That's what she meant. Saying, beware of the breath attack. Saying, and there's no reasoning with him. He's beyond that. She holds up a hand
Right.
with acid burns on it. She goes, believe me, I've tried.
But-
That looks like it hurts.
Oh, yes.
Should we need to escape exactly how would we let you know?
Saying, I will be transformed nearby, a squirrel in the trees. So I'll be keeping an eye on you.
Fantastic.
Just do not be a poor rabbit.
Oh man.
At the top of the hill stands a round tower with a cottage attached. Both are in relatively good condition, although half of the tower's roof is gone. A door leads into the cottage, and several arrow-slit windows are visible in the tower. You notice an eerie quiet in the area and a strange, acidic smell in the air. Corpses of 2 giant spiders sprawl near the edge of the pathway, apparently dragged there. Their bloated bodies are puckered and blistered and appear to have been mauled by a large animal. And next to it is a little dead bunny. Sorry.
Before we get into this scene, we take a break so I can put Logan to bed.
Yep. Take a little break.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Just down.
Before we take a break, I was going to ask about the spiders if it would be possible, like Professor Slughorn and the dead spider Aragog, and he takes the poison from the things while like burying them or whatever. I'm not trying to bury the spiders. I'm just wondering if there is anything. I do have 5 glass bottles on me.
I'm gonna let you work this out.
You can get a vial of acid, poison, yep.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
We'll take a little break.
All right.
Right. So you stand in front of Venethang's tower. The roof is collapsed, but it's several stories high. There is a door to the adjoining building. And these spiders appear very dead.
Did you determine if you can get venom from them?
Yeah, you were able to get a...
Yeah, I got 1 bottle.
Nice.
Kind of look at the group and say, well, this is our first combat adventure together, everybody. I look, and I say, look, some of you guys look a little squishier than me, but maybe old me and Rox here will kind of take the lead. Just maybe you guys, I'm nervous for you. You look a little squishy for a dragon.
At the mention of squishy, I cast a spell. I cast mage armor on myself. And then draw my 2 weapons.
I nod approvingly, like, all right, yeah.
Okay. He's just like nodding in agreement. He's like, yeah, we sure do, bro.
Alright, I kind of stretch a little bit. Oh, kind of just some mild, like, you know, gotta make sure you're loose. Well, you guys want to follow me into this tower?
Well, hang on just 1 second, right? I want to spend some time telling you about one of my favorite stories, okay? And so here, mechanically, I'm using the Inspiring Leader feat, which I took. And so, you know, we're going to get some...
Fermi's like, guys, this is going to take like 10 minutes. Get ready.
And yeah, and so I go on about this tale, the tragic tale of, you know, Barahur, and even though he died perilously, surrounded by the hordes of undead, never forget that his sacrifice saved the town of Narthgaron. That's right, I'm just using random words here.
Every time you use this, I expect a brand new story.
Well, you know, that's fine, but you're going to get a lot of not actual Tolkien, but Tolkien words. I'm going to name my cities after Tolkien things, but the stories will not be correct.
Sure, yeah.
So I just don't feel like referencing the Silmarillion to get that right.
So what does that grant everyone?
It will give everybody 8 temp HP.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's your proficiency plus your bard level?
I mean, I think so. 8 is just what D&D Beyond says.
Okay.
That matches my bard.
It's like I wrote that down somewhere.
In the 10 minutes that she took to give us this inspiring speech, I cast Detect Magic, and I'm looking around looking for things. I can do this at will, you guys, whenever I want.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be doing the same thing. So like after she starts talking for 30 minutes and it's clear that this is gonna be a lengthy thing, I also begin to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, so rituals, if you're not familiar, you can forgo using a spell slot and take 10 minutes to cast a spell. So if you're able to do that, definitely do it, because it won't take up a spell slot.
So
Mine's
like,
mine's just like, boom.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so mine's a ritual, and like, so this is how I picture it. Like, you see me start to set up a ritual, and you're like, I think I know what's gonna happen, and like, you wait for me to do. It's all intricate, stupid, and boring, and then I finally finish, and now I have the effect, and I look over at you, and you just go, and do it.
Okay, so it's your
Absolutely.
temporary hit points equal to your level, and it just says level, not even bard level. Your level and charisma modifier. So everyone gets 8 temporary hit points. So you can do that on D&D Beyond.
I feel a bit stronger now.
A little bit stronger now. Fermi starts playing it.
Hey, a little bit louder.
A little bit louder now.
Hey, we're not trying to wake the dragon.
Too loud, a little softer now.
Awesome.
Get inspiration
Actually,
for that.
I'm gonna roll performance on that. Hang on. 13. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it's good, but it's a little softer now.
Joey, just as an aside, just mechanically, do you mind if we do stuff like that? Just like, for making decisions and stuff, just like rolling, and like our own, like initiating our own sort of.
That's kind of up to you guys if you want to like roll to see what your character does, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not like requiring that or anything.
Right.
If you think your character will do something, you can just do it. Or if you think you want to base it off a dice roll, then you're more than free to.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well,
Now, if you try to do something and I say, like, oh, that's going to require a check, then, like, that's something you'll obviously have to do, but...
Yeah, of course.
Just for what you're thinking, it's like, yeah, do whatever. Alright?
alright. Let's rock. Ha ha.
So I'm looking around with my detect magic eyes.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So is it just what you see, or is it just in the area?
Oh, for the duration you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
You do detect something magical in the tower. Right here.
Okay, if you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. So I guess I have to be a little bit closer.
Yeah, you have to be a little closer now.
It is. It is blocked by 1 foot of stone.
Yeah, there is a wall in your way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
What do you do?
Our background noise just had a dog panting, I think.
Oh, really? Sure, it's not Toby.
I'm looking around my room. I think so.
Well, this is windswept plains, so there should just be the peaceful sound of grain, going through the woods.
Maybe it's just me then.
Maybe it's a hateful prairie dog. You don't know.
That could be it.
I'm gonna confidently saunter towards this door over here.
Okay.
I will walk with him.
Come on, Fermi, let's go.
Okay. And Fermi is gradually kind of like, it's not fair if I'm just like, stick in the mud the whole time. So like I'm sort of getting into it, but still a little bit resentful that I'm here.
Okay, you open up the small building, and it's just a room covered in spider webs, and just kind of wrecked objects.
Ew.
All right. Well, I kind of look at I give it a quick scan, like looking to see like am I about to step on like a pressure plate trap? Is there a live spider in here? I just want to give it a once over before stepping in. My confidence outside the door is slightly mitigated by opening the door, but I try not to let anybody see.
Yeah, if you're looking for stuff, give me an investigation check.
All right. Ooh, that is a 3 plus -1. That is a 2.
2. Yep. You just walk into a spider web. Oh God, it's in my hair, in my eyes. Yeah, you don't notice anything unusual, especially with the 2. With all these spider webs, it's going to be difficult terrain in this room, though.
All right, I'm going to come in as well, and I'm going to draw Lightbringer very like dramatically, and then just start using it to sweep cobwebs.
Yeah. And you notice there's a door to the east that goes into the tower proper.
Not that I don't trust this turtle with very thick glasses, but I kind of think maybe he can't see very well, so I would like to take a look around the room to see if there is anything he missed.
All right, investigation.
And 19 on that one.
19. You do see something unusual kind of in the corner when you bring Lightbringer up to see. In one of the spider webs, there is a corpse of a goblin.
Ooh. Poor fellow. Do I recognize this? Can you tell if it's do I recognize if it's someone from Phandelver? I would be a week away, but
I mean, the only goblin in Phandelver right now is Droop, who works for the Minor Exchange.
Gotcha.
That ain't Droop.
Droop, yeah. But with the 19th investigation, you notice that this goblin's head seems a little larger than usual. But it's obviously been dead, and it's been caught on here for a while. It's starting. There's like flies buzzing around.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna pull out my Bandor and let's see, just to make sure I know how this works. I'm gonna play a little tune and cast Fly on myself.
Okay. Yeah, so that instrument you got is pretty good. You can cast like a bunch of spells without expending spell slots.
Yeah, the instrument gives me 1 charge each of 8 different spells up to 3rd level.
I almost considered banning it, but I said, no, if it's in there, I'm not going to do it.
Wow, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. I even like talked to some of my friends. I said, like, is this too much? But yep, it's all good.
I'll try not to overdo it.
I finished clearing the cobwebs away from my face and say, "What are you looking at, Rok'kee?"
Franklin, come check this out. This creature's cranium is malformed even for a goblin.
Oh. I presumably noticed that as well, and say it is. I don't know if I've seen a goblin like this before.
You kind of notice, like, it's housing a surprisingly, like, large brain for a goblin.
Gross.
Oh. You think they're, like, super villain goblins here with big brains? Now I'm scared.
Unlikely.
Big brain goblins.
Very unlikely.
I think Frost is gonna poke her head in the door as they're like examining this and be like, "Is there a journal on him?"
I look for a journal.
No belongings, except for like an old dagger, really.
Oh, what do you expect from a goblin?
Like a dirty old loincloth.
Like we can't even write. Wow, apparently Rocky's a little racist.
He's a little mean.
I know. I was like,
just learned that.
Yeah. Discovered that about myself today.
I just kind of side-eye Rok'kee and think, I don't know.
So whenever Droop comes by to deliver a letter from the Minor Exchange,
make sure I stand between him and Rok'kee. I don't know, Rok'kee. I've got a really good friend who's a goblin. I don't know if I like your attitude.
Does he have a large head?
No, actually. He's got really big ears, though.
Interesting. Can he write?
can he form sentences?
No, he can't write.
Just as a kind of outside the game thing, I try not to, like, do racist stuff like that in my games, so we're just kind of...
So. I'm not actually going to
Yeah.
hurting any poor little droops.
We're not going to judge anyone because they were born a goblin. A filthy underground goblin.
What? They're just dirty. They're dirty creatures.
Yeah.
They're dirty creatures.
All right. Well, Fermi is gonna fly in,
No.
and then dramatically, as a bonus action, billow my cloak of billowing.
Quite the valuable
He
contribution.
gets stuck on a spider web.
Raina's gonna just kind of stand in the doorway, poke her head in, and using her detect magic eyes, she's gonna look around. That lasts for 10 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, nothing so much in this room is magical. And just remind Fermi that the top of the tower is open.
So there's just sunlight coming in from this area.
Well, not this one. This is the building next to it, but the tower on their side, the top has been has caved in and it's open to the sky.
Shall we proceed?
I look up from this goblin head and move over to the door to walk in the door first, but am waiting, looking back at like to make sure everybody's here.
So, are we indoors right now in this room? Is it like the roof?
This building
Here
is closed. The tower next door is about 3 or 4 stories tall, like you saw on the picture, but it does have an opening at the top.
Well, I'm gonna go fly out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
You're like, excuse me, and you fly up.
Yeah.
Is that do you still have to do concentration on that? I'm guessing you do.
I would think so.
I'm guessing you just cast it as if it was a spell.
Concentration, yeah, it shows up as a spell on D&D Beyond.
Okay, yeah. You're not one of those. Or does Raina have wings, Nick?
I don't know if we ever actually made a judgment on that or not.
I'm okay with it because a lot of adventures is going to take place in
the sky?
In dungeons, yeah. But I'm okay with it if you want to, yeah.
If she does, she has kept them hidden.
Okay.
We'll put it that way.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Right. I guess we'll find out.
I'm just,
They may make an appearance.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, at lower levels, races with wings can, like, kind of break some stuff. But when you get higher level, you just start getting spells like fly, and it's all good. So Fermi, you go up to the top of the tower to one of the ruined parts, and you see another room covered in just broken stairways and support pillars. You notice on one edge on the side here has like vines going down from the top to the very bottom. Give me a perception check.
All right. 5.
5.
Sorry, I like to roll manually, but I promise they're all true.
Yeah, you're lying about a 5.
Right. That's with a +3, so...
Oh boy.
You just take a quick glance. You don't notice anything in this tower.
Guys, it looks good.
If I can hear that, when I hear it, I choose to open the door.
All right. Creak. Door opens with a squeak. The loud noise.
I confidently step in to examine the room.
From the tangle of vines, you see a large mass shift.
Oh boy.
And you realize that Venom Fang was resting near the base as he lifts his head.
I yell in a surprisingly high-pitched voice, "Dragon!"
He goes, "Who dares disturb my sleep? I have a big day tomorrow, and you woken me."
I think Frost will step forward. Now that we're talking to a dragon.
Yeah, so you see a green dragon, but the size of of an elephant, adult elephant, kind of lift its long, slender head and start looking at each of you in turn. He goes, "More of you."
Our apologies, Venomfang. But we heard how magnificent you were, and I just had to come and see for myself.
He goes, "The last people who were here also said I was magnificent."
Did you prove them correct?
He goes, "Some of them were very tasty." He goes,
Oh, wonderful!
"Though I never liked the taste of goblin."
I suppose there are others that probably taste better then.
He stands upright. He goes, "Never seen your kind before." Looks at
I
Franklin.
bet I taste really good.
Looks at Franklin and Frost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both of you. It's like, "Do you have something to offer me like those goblins did?"
Ooh, what did they offer you?
He goes, "Offered me promises. Things they
Promises.
can never fully grant me. But they
Well,
gave
you
me
can't
an
eat
but they
promises.
gave me an idea."
Ooh.
He goes, "Of a new lair."
Someplace that's probably a little more open. I mean, I know the top's not here, but it doesn't quite seem to be big enough for your grandeur and majesty.
And he goes, "And they told me you would come."
That I would come?
He brings a claw to his head as if, like, his brain is hurting. And he goes, "They said you would try to stop me, prevent me from obtaining the power I desire. I won't let you take it from me." And he...
Raina's been-
While they're talking, I want to slightly try to, like, just slide over, not to try to get too much closer to him, but to open up the doorway. Just kind of like...
Yeah,
shove.
because he is definitely going into initiative. And he just yells, "You can't stop me!" And roll for initiative.
Oh, snap.
What is this? Down here.
So I get advantage on initiative because of a sentinel shield. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Does it have, like, eyes on it?
It does. Interesting. Apparently Roll20 changed the way that they do initiative.
You mean advantage?
Yeah, no, I meant advantage. Used to show both of them. Now it just gives you what the roll was.
That's probably
It looks like-
that's probably the add-on.
It looks
I
like
like
I
that
rolled
less.
I like that less as well. You can hover over it. It looks like I got.
Well,
enemies.
because if I do that, well, it's still in roll. Here, I'm just gonna roll something and see what happens.
Okay.
Because sometimes I roll advantage, but I'm not really rolling advantage.
I'm missing whatever mechanism gets our name up on the turn order.
Oh, did
you select your token? I didn't,
Yeah.
so I was
No,
going to ask
but
about
he-
that. I did not select my token.
Did I completely forget to tell you about Beyond 20?
I have Beyond because I played that other game with you guys.
Okay, make sure
Yeah.
your token is selected. Then hit the initiative on D&D Beyond, but we use an add-on called Beyond 20 that links the two together.
Okay.
If not, just tell me what
there you
the
go. Yeah,
what the thing is. Okay.
I do want to change it though because I
What?
like to roll manually.
We can just do that.
Just change it, yeah.
Well, and so I was going to ask, did you want me, because I didn't have my token selected,
that's
so
fine,
I
yep.
rolled, but
So-
I can't. I didn't know if you wanted me to re-roll or
What did you roll?
re-roll.
What did you roll?
Oh, I rolled it says 12.
Okay. Venomfang rolled a 2. So he is
Maybe we
a
can
little
stop
too
it.
busy nursing this weird headache he has. And Rocky's gonna go first.
Right. Rok'kee is going to cast, since he's going first, he is going to cast a guiding bolt to open this fight at Venom Fang.
Right.
But he is going to move over here. And one thing, I know you said difficult terrain. I don't know if this still is.
Not in this room.
Okay. Either in Earth Genesi, while walking on the ground or a floor, is not affected by difficult terrain.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
I think that usually applies to like rocky ground, and like something like cobwebs may not exactly mean the same thing. But okay, I got you.
Rules is written.
Yep, but I'm saying like I get what you're saying.
Okay, so then casting Guiding Bolt, we will hit cast, and it will do a 24.
24 will hit.
I was going to roll terrible damage for a 12 radiant.
Okay. Does the next attack get advantage on that?
It does. The next attack has advantage.
So where the Guiding Bolt hits, it momentarily lights up a spot on Venom Fang, making for an easier target. So whoever attacks next will get advantage.
Strike the creature there.
Come on, you. Where did... Oh, he hasn't had a turn yet. He doesn't have reaction. Okay. Raina.
Raina's going to step up and step into the doorway. And seeing this beautiful bright spot is going to immediately aim for it with an Eldritch Blast.
Alright.
Boys.
First one's an 8.
18 will hit.
Hold on, 19.
Both of those will hit.
So, no, it's just, because it was advantage. I didn't have the roll with advantage.
Okay. So yeah, 19 will hit, but you get 2 Eldritch Blast attacks at level 5.
Nice.
So you can roll again.
First one's a 5. Then here's the
or just use those.
Yeah.
Right? No. Second one's a 14.
14 will not hit.
Just the first one.
Okay. He goes, "You insolent mortals!" And Fermi, you are up above the tower.
Yeah. So I'm gonna navigate my way down to a spot where I can stand, but still is on on the structure, not down on the floor though.
You're about
then
30 feet up, I would imagine, at the top of the tower.
Okay. Well, yeah, but I found a spot to stand on, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to use my Bandor to entangle, or I'm going to cast entangle on Venom Fang.
Okay.
So it must succeed on. No, let's see.
It's another concentration, I think. So you're not.
It is. That's why I landed.
Yeah, you're not flying anymore.
That's why I landed. Yeah.
Nah.
Let's see. Difficult terrain. Succeed on a strength saving throw. Yeah.
Dexterity.
Strength.
Strength.
Against my spell save DC, which
Okay.
is 14.
He rolls a 13.
Okay. Well, then he's restrained.
What's the area?
20 feet?
20 feet. So basically, it's the vines that he was napping in
Oh, no.
come to life and just wrap around him. So that's restrained?
Yes.
Okay. So you're restrained. Speed becomes 0. Rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature attack rolls have disadvantage. Creature has a disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Alright. The vines start to wrap around the dragon's feet and tail and like kind of bind his wings down so he can't move. Hales, what magic is this?
It's the power of rock, baby.
Wow, we rolled low. Franklin, your turn.
All right. So I am kind of muttering to myself. I just think, I can't believe he doesn't even know what I am. I'm Tortle. I can't believe the disrespect. This is so disrespectful. I just can't imagine. And then I just go into a rage. As a bonus action. Get myself all worked up. And then, Joey, I believe that we established that I do not have at this point my my beast form weapons, and so I am acting accordingly.
We were flavoring it more. You're just kind of using your natural Tortle stuff now. So you have a beak, you have a claw. If you want to use the tail, I'll let you do that. But you're basically just using your animal stuff naturally right now. Okay.
All right. Well, I am. I now being enraged. I kind of you guys. I'm like shaking. I'm getting all jacked up, and I just like immediately run at him. Just bull rush him for 10 feet, and I am going to hit him as hard as I can with my claws.
Okay.
That is going to be a 21 to hit.
So, remind me, Beast of Barbarians, you get an extra attack if you attack with your claw?
If the beast form I choose, I can either pick bite, claw, or tail.
Mm-hmm.
If I choose beast form claw, then I can take a bonus action attack with the claw if I take the attack action.
Okay, so are you doing claws?
I'm going to do tail.
Okay.
So my... It's a 21 to hit, and my claw is 1d6 plus 4 plus an additional 2 because I am raging. And so I rolled a 6, which is amazing. 6 plus 4, that's 12. Slashing, I believe, is what my claws are.
Okay, yep. So right now you're basically doing an arm strike.
Correct.
Okay, remind myself what your tail actually does.
My tail has a 10-foot reach. It rolls a D8 instead of a D6 for an attack, and then I can use it as a reaction to add to my AC if I get hit with an attack.
Okay, yeah. So this is a more defensive stance.
Correct. It is a prevent me from getting hit tool is what I'm doing with my. But I can still just do an attack with it with a D8 plus 4. But I'm choosing to claw instead.
So yeah, that hit. What's the damage?
That was 12 damage, which was maximum.
Yep. Okay.
Right, and then without the need to grapple this guy, seeing as he is already restrained, I am going to use my second attack in my attack action to claw him again. And that is oh, I gotta actually roll the attack.
Remember, you have advantage.
Oh, indeed. Well, that was a 2, so that did not help. So that was an 18 to hit.
That one hits too.
Okay. And then for damage, that is a 4 plus 6 is 10 slashing damage.
Right.
And that is my action and my move, and I believe it concludes my turn.
Okay. Frost.
All right. I think I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at the 2nd level, which requires from the dragon a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. Rolls a 15.
And that'll do it. Makes it. And I don't think there is anything if they successful. Oh, okay. Half as much damage.
Yeah, usually spells
on a
at half
successful
damage.
save. Okay, so let me hit the right button. That does not look right to me.
So 7
Psychic.
psychic damage.
Yep.
He kind of shakes his head. He goes, "More voices. They won't be quiet. This one hurts."
All right, let me see what else I have. Because I think I've never done a bard before, so I'm kind of trying to figure out bardic inspiration.
Might want to use that.
That's a bonus action, right?
Yep. So remember, most bards, you can use your bardic inspiration just to give someone bardic inspiration, or sometimes they have special.
Yeah,
things
my
you can
bardic
do.
inspiration has a lot of neat stuff.
Yeah.
That I can do with it. So I want to give bardic inspiration to. I'm going to give it to Rok'kee.
Okay.
Awesome.
By shouting something like, "Don't be afraid of death." Like that.
Is that a D6 or a D8?
D8.
Okay. Yep. And I know, Whit, your bardic inspiration does some stuff too. So, all right. So, Rok'kee, you get inspiration, but it's now Venonfang's turn. He goes, "Voices in my head told me I'll be powerful, and you won't stop me." And he will do a acid breath. Kind of retches, like, does an acid breath. A cone is going to hit Franklin, Frost, and Raina. You're going to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh my
18.
god.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Wow.
No!
My soft and squishy
but
team.
wait! But Raina, that's a crit 1, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was in that one.
Okay, so I can, as a reaction, regain 1 bardic die for any crit 1 rolled for an attack, a save, or an ability check.
Jeez.
So does that mean I can have the bardic die that I just gave to Rok'kee back?
It means you get the charge back. It means you don't get... I mean, you used one, so that means you gain 1. So,
Okay.
yep.
Bask in the failure.
Yep, that's...
Wow,
Yeah.
seriously. That's crazy.
So
I know,
with,
right?
with her character, you kind of want to do bad sometimes.
Okay.
because it does good things.
It does good
I'm not
things.
so scared anymore.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but this acid breath will hit all of you for a lot of damage.
Franklin, what was your con save?
18. 18 was my con save.
Okay.
Tough.
6.
Oh,
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Love it.
Wow.
Love it. Love it.
You
All right.
people are
All right,
dead.
So, Franklin, you take half that.
23 damage.
23. The rest of you will take 47
47.
acid damage.
Dead.
Wow.
I'm dead.
I would make a comment about the
I'm not
irony
gonna
and the tragedy, but I'm too
I'm not going to
enraged.
calculate instant death because I think that actually would have maybe instantly killed you.
Hang on, I was gonna say, if it's gonna kill me, I need to think of my tragic dying words.
Yep.
Oh, cruel fate!
I knew this might be fun. Okay, Rok'kee, your turn.
okay. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Technically, that didn't. I'm dead.
Unconscious.
However, unconscious. Right. I do have a reaction though, which is Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
Do I have time to do that before I fall over?
What's Hellish Rebuke?
So you point your finger. So it's a reaction which you take in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So-
if you can take a reaction if you're.
So
Unconscious.
I don't. You're right. Like you literally,
Yeah, think of like the order of operations that's happening.
I know,
I-
which is why I'm like DM.
Okay, so what was it do again? Sorry.
So Hellish Rebuke is one reaction which you take in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. I have to point my finger at the creature that damaged me, and it will be momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
Okay.
However, I'm falling unconscious. Like, do I have enough, like...
I'll let you do it.
Okay,
Love it.
Boom.
great. So, I'm gonna use it, because...
Okay.
And that is 22 fire damage.
Does he have to make a?
And then I fall over.
Does he have to make a roll?
He has to make a dexterity.
And he
Yeah.
gets disadvantaged since he's all tangled up.
Well, there you go.
Gets a 4.
Yeah.
So as you fall over, you give little finger guns. Pew!
With my dying breath.
Yeah. Takes 22 fire damage. And he's taking... Yeah, he looks about bloody now. With that. But... Raina, give me a death saving throw.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry,
Skip
it's
me.
Rocky's song. Sorry,
Yep.
sorry.
Yep.
That's my only
Yeah.
flaw as a DM. I often skip turns on the initiative order because I forget.
We'll call you out. Don't worry.
Yep. So Rocky, it's your turn.
One thing for Rocky with my bardic inspiration die
Uh huh.
is that since you have a bardic inspiration die, I have something called magical inspiration.
Uh-huh.
If you cast a spell that either restores hit points or deals damage,
Uh huh.
you can use the bardic inspiration die to add the number to the damage dealt as well. Or hit points, but presumably you're going to protect the dragon, right?
Okay.
Damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, snap,
Unfortunately, you
right.
lose it because.
Oh, because you're unconscious.
Oh wait, does bardic inspiration? No, that stays when
I was
someone
gonna say,
dies.
I don't think it would.
You're right. A bardic inspiration isn't concentration, so it
And I did
stays.
give it away.
Nope. I just misremembered. Bardic inspiration stays on someone even if they're in death saving throws.
And not that you have to use it for the damage, but I wanted you to know that you could.
Understood. Thank you. That is because I only know one standard bard, and so there's a lot of intricacies to these I do not know. So cool.
I actually don't remember if it's supposed to stay, but I'm gonna say it stays because it's not concentration. So yep, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So you guys did not. I did not approve your request to die. So I am going to use one of my 3rd level slots, and I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word. And I mean, it's not much, but it's multi-target, and it gets 2 people back up. So I'm going to cast this on Raina, Frost, and Franklin, because I can give up to... I'm going to just give you the info there.
Yep.
So, as a bonus action, I've given Franklin, Raina, and Frost 7 HP. Which, like I said, not very much, but makes you not unconscious anymore.
1d4 plus your spell fire. You're gonna use your bardic inspiration to add to that.
That was... is that what you just... Can I add it to healing? Say?
Yes, you can add it to
Sorry.
when you restore hit points or deal damage.
Yes. Okay, you get 8 instead of 7.
Right.
Wonderful. Now, since I targeted as a cleric of the domain of order, I have a spell called a feature called Voice of Authority. And if I cast a spell with the spell slot of 1st level or higher and target an ally with a spell, which I've done, that ally can use their reaction immediately to make a weapon attack against a creature of my choice that I can see.
Yep.
If the target's more than one ally, choose the ally. So I heal those three folks, and I say,
Franklin, make good use of that minimal healing.
and I am basically telling Franklin to use his reaction, if he wants to, make a weapon attack against Venom Fang.
The reason I am going to is because I will refresh my reaction before Venom Fang goes again. So
Okay.
I am going to, in this instance, use my tail, and I'm going to say, "You're hurting my new friends!" and enragedly whip him in the face, attempt to whip him in the face with my tail.
Yep.
I believe that would still be with advantage since he is restrained.
Yep.
That would be a 23 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
And that will be 3 plus 6, 9 piercing.
9 piercing, alright.
Nice.
Imagine that as like, kind of like a snapping turtle, right? So imagine you have like this big barbed tail. You kind of hit him with.
Like a dinosaur. You're
Yeah.
more like an ankylus.
Yeah, you're looking.
When I go into beast mode, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
If I choose tail.
Fair enough. Okay. And since
And
that
I
was
did.
just a bonus action that triggered all of that, I still have my action,
Yep.
and I'm going to use it to do a cantrip, not a spell, but I'm going to use it to cast Sacred Flame on Venom Fang. So he needs a Dex saving throw.
She gets
Or-
disadvantage.
That's why I picked that one.
He rolls a
And-
10.
He did not make it, so he is taking 9 radiant damage.
Right.
And I'm gonna go up these over here a little. Just spread out a little further.
Right, Raina. You are now prone on the ground.
So Raina's pretty PO'd that she just got knocked out. It's half movement to get up, correct?
Half movement, yep.
Okay. So she stands up and you can see like she's just so angry, and she begins hollering at the top of her lungs, just screaming. And I cast Shatter on the opposite side of Venom Fang where Franklin is not, because I don't want to hit him with it.
Thank you.
And Venom Fang must make a Constitution saving throw.
You hear that voice in your head go, "How dare you let him strike you down?" Yeah, it's a con save.
It's a yes, Constitution saving throw.
Right. Rolls a 22.
Well, that will definitely make it, but he takes half of 13,
Alright.
so 6.
6 damage. Or is it a turn order? Yep, okay, Fermi.
Well, that's insane because I was literally gonna do that exact same thing, cast Shatter behind him. Just to change things up, I will actually go with Dissonant Whispers. Out of level 3 slot. 19 plus 6, 25.
25 will hit.
Alright. Roll 5d6 for 13.
Oh,
13
that's crazy.
Psychic damage. He goes, "No, the voices! The voices!"
Oh, nice.
He starts, like, banging his head against the wall now. It's like, "They're too much! They're too much!" But then he says, "The colors! The colors!" Franklin, your turn.
All right. I kind of actually was a little startled by this shatter spell. I just kind of like taken aback, like, whoa, okay, all right, just a little. I get back to this, folk, because I'm all enraged, so it barely phases me, and I say, "You'll hear my voice," and I decide to attack with my claws.
Right.
As I'm going to take the attack action. With advantage, that will be a 17 to hit.
That will miss.
All right. And then I will attack with my claws for a second time, as the second attack
Right.
of the attack action with advantage will be a 25 to hit.
25, that'll hit.
All right. And that is going to be 5 plus 6 is 11 slashing.
11. He's starting to look hurt. As you're continuously, like, clawing at his body since he's, like, all prone.
As
not prone, but restrained.
Okay. As my bonus action, I am going to claw with my offhand claw.
So, you can't do that.
I cannot do that.
Yep, the claw is a natural weapon. You need a light weapon in that hand to do an offhand attack.
Okay, so I can never use both claws in the manner I can use in using two-weapon fighting mechanics.
Nope. Unless you take the dual wield feat.
Got it.
Yep. That's why it's a good idea for you to have a shield as well.
That is counterintuitive, but I get it. It is how it's written.
It is, yeah, it's technically not a light weapon because it does more damage than a light weapon, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I was saying, like, it's a good idea for you to have a shield since you'll never be attacking with that offhand unless you do the dual wield. So.
Well, but if I have the shield, then I can never grapple, and the only reason I'm not grappling is because we had a bard restrain this guy, and so the grapple became
that's
relevant.
true. Yep.
So you don't get to see all of my cool grappling moves I came up with, but
you're not seeing my trick today.
But one day.
Yep.
All right. So I don't have anything I can do as a bonus action, so I will taunt him more. I just keep saying, "My voice will be in your head. My voice will be in your head," as I punch him in the face.
Alright, yep.
That's the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Frost.
All right. Franklin, what? Where are you at hit point wise?
7 below max.
Raina, how about you?
I have 8 hit points.
Okay, so I think what I am going to do is, cast Healing Word as a bonus action. Just at the first level. So that's 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier, which is what? Charisma 3. So 1d4 plus 3. For you, Raina.
Yeah, remember, D&D Beyond will always have the formula there. You can click on.
Yeah, as I figured it out in my head, I like looked
Yeah.
above and was like, oh, hey, it's right there. Okay. So I'm gonna do that, and then
It was a 1d4 plus 3.
1d4 plus 3.
Yep.
Oh, I guess I roll the 1d.
Here, I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, it's a 1, so you get 4 hit points.
Thanks, Joey.
Yep.
Wait, what kind of roll was that? Oh, I can't get any more dice back. I haven't given any more out.
It teaches you to roll your own dice, Swim.
That's what it did.
See, when the DM does it, it's bad luck. Was that an action or a bonus action?
It was a bonus action, so I can't do any bardic inspiration. And
you can cast a cantrip, but not a spell.
Well, I mean, I guess. All right, I guess we'll go for. Hang on, I got Vicious Mockery and Thunderclap. I guess I'll do Thunderclap. Am I close enough? Not really. I'm not really within 5 feet, am I?
Not really, no.
Nope. So I'll do Vicious Mockery. And I'll be like, you know what? You're just a huge disappointment. I came here to see magnificence, and this is what I get? And then
Nice.
there's my
Wisdom save.
my
Yeah, he
vicious
immediately
mockery.
gets tangled. He did make 2 people fall unconscious.
For like
Rolls-
2 seconds.
He rolls a 16, so he saves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then. It doesn't look like he gets it at half. It looks like it's fine. He's just totally fine.
So you might want to
Wait.
move.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna.
Yeah.
I wanted to use my face step, but that really is quite unnecessary, and I think also a bonus action. So I'm just gonna step out of the room, like here.
Mhm.
Actually, wait, hang on the other side of the door so I can see him. That's what I'm gonna do.
He
Wait a second. Can I drink a potion as an action?
well, you already used your turns. I have a house rule though.
Oh,
you
because I
can-
moved. Right.
Yeah, you can use a bonus action to do a potion if you like. That's a pretty
Well, I
common
already
one.
used the bonus action.
Or you can use your action to do a potion and you get full healing from it.
Oh. I like
Yeah,
it.
I like it too. I've always enjoyed that.
Yes, but if you use a bonus action, you roll. If you use an action, then you get full healing from it. But you use it to attack, so
Well, I mean, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Now you know.
yep.
Now I know.
Venom
The
Fang
more you know.
struggles a little bit to get. Venom Fang struggles to get out a little bit, but he's just too angry to really try to break free. But he sees Franklin right in front of him. He's going to unleash his full attack. So he gets right by attack. It's an 18 hit.
It does.
Okay.
I am going to choose to use my reaction to whip him with my tail, which, as a reaction form, does not do damage. What it does, I just want to read it precisely here. But I can add a d8 to my AC if I am hit by an attack.
Just for that one attack, or for the rest of your turn?
Just for that one attack, if it hits,
Okay.
and it uses my reaction.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
Still pretty good.
try to at least take one of these attacks that'll hit off the board here. So I am going to add a 3. That will be a 20 to my AC. So
Okay.
that will become a miss.
Become a miss. So it's not like shield where it lasts until your next turn. It's just for one attack.
Correct.
So
It's-
like
yeah.
he comes down to bite, but you whip around, and your tail kind of nicks him and turns his head, accidentally like bites the ground. A few of his teeth like kind of break. He's like, ah! Takes one of his claws, attempts to claw you. 14 will miss.
Yep.
Another claw attack, 11 will miss.
Ooh.
He's
Right.
like,
Glad I didn't save that reaction.
he's like practically crying now. He's like, they said I would be magnificent, that I would rule the skies. I'm pathetic.
Fermi's like Brice, he's like, ugh, this is this is awkward now.
Don't look at me, I'm all ugly.
Now he's still holding the vines, but he's like,
He's still
"Ugh,
restrained,
I don't
yeah.
feel great about this anymore.
Yeah, he's still restrained. Right, Rocky.
All right, Rocky is going to cast. You guys are all still up now. Yes, good. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, and it is going to take the form of
It does.
really big pen.
It's like a fountain pen.
Yeah. I thought it's an action to cast it, and then it's a bonus action to move it around. No, it's just a bonus action to cast. That's cool.
And you can attack on the same round, I think.
Yeah. So, a 20 to hit against his AC.
20 hits.
Then he is going to take 6 force damage.
Okay.
And then, again, is he still entangled? Yes, I are. Then I'm going to take advantage of Sacred Flame again. So I need a Dex save.
Yeah, he missed by 1 point in
Oh.
that entangle.
Perfect. Not gonna complain there.
A dexterity save.
Yeah, you are looking for a 16.
Is Sacred Flame a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Okay, yep, 17.
Then he takes 0 damage because
0 damage, yep. But now there's a giant ghostly pet next to him, poking him.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to get a token for you, even though it's all like mostly visual.
Yeah.
Right, Raina. He is looking
So,
hurt.
how bad?
He's looking mortal, which is my way of saying that he is almost dead.
Okay. So Raina's gonna kind of step forward and then like move around so she can get like a real view like in his face, but not in his face, and just say, "Go to hell, you overgrown lizard!" and cast Eldritch Blast.
I said no racism in the game. What do you cast?
Not right. Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
So the
okay.
first one's a natural 20.
Okay, that's gonna crit.
Nice.
That means you roll 2 damage dice.
Yeah, 1 sec. And then the second one is 13, which is not gonna hit. So
It's not gonna hit, yeah.
here's the first damage. 12.
Is that with the crit? Nope. So roll another damage dice. So roll another d10.
Yep. So 12 and 10 is 22.
Well, no, roll another d10 because we don't add the additional damage to
Oh, well then just
7.
That's a 7.
7. Yep.
Yep. So you roll
So 19.
19. How do you kill Venom Fang?
Exactly as I described it. I
Yeah.
just 2 like blasts of fire come from my hands, because at this point I've dropped my weapons. 2 blasts of fire just come from my hands, and I just hurl them at him right in his face, and he goes down.
It's just like, yeah, his face just gets charred as he just like yells out in pain. And when it's done, he's like bloodied and bruised. Eldritch fire kind of burning away at his scales. And he goes, "Don't trust the goblins." He dies.
We did it.
Like, don't trust goblins. He goes, "They don't make promises."
Fermi says, "Looks like your hoard was richer than your health, mighty Drake."
He's dead. You can't hear him.
He says it anyway.
Yeah.
Still enraged, I see he's dead, but I am going to punch him in the head, like attack his head twice as though he were not dead, and then like realize he's dead after the second time I hit him and he doesn't make a reaction, and then I start to calm down and I end my rage.
Okay. Yeah, I think that breath attack, by the rules, would have killed Frost because it was twice your
Yes.
It was it went past your
Do I
hit
have-
points maximum.
How
Yeah, I
many
was-
HP do you have?
28. What am I doing in the room with the dragon?
Yeah.
Looking for tragedy. Duh.
That is such a low amount of HP.
I know. I know.
I don't think either of our bards have any constitution. Unlike you guys who have like
No,
crazy stupid health.
Yeah, they were like, con save. I was like,
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna do that on our first session with a.
I mean, you could have, like, I mean, I'll take death rolling along, but then I lose frost, and I have no idea what I would do.
with a creature that was like, you know, higher
Sure.
AC than usual. But yeah, Venom Fang, the vines recede, and Venom Fang just goes limp, his tongue hanging out of his mouth. Hoard of treasure at the base of the, hidden within the vines.
Oh, I start to pick through looking for precious gems.
Detect magic immediately.
Yep. You definitely
So
see
I'll
the.
Checking out the echo, like the acoustic nature of the room that we're in.
Oh, yeah, it's
by
pretty
playing
good
some-
sound, yeah. Considering the state of it. What anything roared and gave nice acoustic entraînement.
Mhm.
Do you want to create a "You're Dead" song there for me?
Well, I'm playing. I mean, you're the lyricist, so
I am the lyricist. This is gonna be terrible.
But Franklin, you do find gems, and Raina, there are magic items.
Gimme.
Give me those magic items.
Put on my eye loops and just start looking at the
You just
gems
start
as
eating
I'm
them.
picking them up.
Nom, 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 nom. Venomfang's Horde.
Did anyone have detect thoughts?
I did not.
Hold on.
You didn't need Detect Thoughts to know
No.
that there was a battle going on in his head.
Well, that's what I was trying. I didn't know if that would tell me. I mean, I don't have detect thoughts,
Yeah.
so I couldn't use it. But I just wondered if there was something deeper going on there, and if anybody could have tried to see if there was something else going on. I was just curiosity,
So-
not like a redo. Hey, undead the guy, and let's try it again. No.
Well, it works on humanoids, I think.
Okay.
So you find
Ooh.
2,100 copper pieces, 130 gold pieces, spell scroll of Misty Step and Lightning Bolt, and several magic items. And 9 gems worth 100 gold each. Pearl, amber, coral, crow's barrel, whatever that is, and jade. But you see a instrument of illusion. It's a common magic item that
I was reading
basically
about-
makes. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I was reading about that. That seems like it'd be up Fermi's alley because it creates
100%.
like luminous musical notes and stuff. And he's College of Creation, right?
I'll let you combine this with the one you have. So you just have
Okay.
one if you want.
Perfect.
But it's
Yeah.
it creates minor illusion. A +1 leather armor, which now that I think about it, probably doesn't matter to any of you since you all have studded leather. But it's there if you want it. A battle axe, a +1 battle axe known as Hue. Does critical damage against plants. A staff of defense, which is a staff with charges where you can cast a variety of spells.
That sounds like someone who's very squishy.
It has was it 10,
Mage armor and shield.
10 charges. It casts mage armor or shield.
Sounds bardic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like
I
that if
don't-
nobody else wants it, but I won't fight for it.
I was gonna say, well, with Raina, those are like the ones that you use, but you have them. You can cast them. So,
Bards can
maybe-
use staffs, no problem. So
Maybe it makes sense to spread that love around, but it sounds up your alley.
and boots of striding and springing basically means you can jump really high.
And move a little faster, right?
Your
probably
speed's
30.
You just
your speed's always 30, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh wait, your speed just becomes 30 feet.
Yeah, so like that helps a halfling whose speed is 25.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think it would make them go a little bit faster.
I am interested in the gems, and if no one wants the boots, I wouldn't mind having a little extra jump distance. But more, I'm interested in the gems.
I know some of your spell components may use pearls, and there's 1 pearl here.
I will look through my components because I don't remember.
I know that pearls are needed for identify, which I did not end up taking, so I don't
Yeah.
need pearls.
Yeah, you can. I'm just saying pearls are often used, so if you want to save that one, someone who is going to need it. But as you're sifting through the treasure, little squirrel runs in and transforms into Rydoth. He goes, I can't believe it. Venom Fang has fallen.
Yeah, we got him.
And
He
none
didn't
of
even
us
rise up
died,
to fall.
Not even once.
But looks at Raina and Frost and goes, but it looks like you were in the presence of his breath attack. She'll
Your
cast
tragedy.
She'll cast Cure Wounds at a third level. For each of you, and you'll each get 17 hit points back.
Thank you.
He goes, when I spoke to Venom Fang, he seemed to have an argument inside his head, going back and forth with his desires, until he seemed to gain focus and take his anger out on me. Lucky I was able to transform into a bird and fly away in time. He goes, something was different about him. Is there anything unusual during the fight that you noticed?
He did seem psychic damage in particular. Really did seem to have a more of a negative effect than I might have expected. I noticed that. You know.
He seemed to not have a liking for goblins, but I don't even know if that's unique within this group, much less with dragons.
Goblins.
Oh, snap.
Well, no one likes goblins. She goes,
I see.
Yeah.
And I kind of side-eye this druid like,
out of character.
Druid, Emerald Enclave, really?
But she goes, did see a band of goblins pass through here some weeks ago.
He did say that the goblins had made him a promise or promises that he would be magnificent.
She goes, very odd. I mean, seeing goblins isn't too unusual. This close to the forest. They strode right into town, but when I went to go search for them, they're nowhere to be seen.
Mysterious vanishing goblins, hey?
Her eyes turn to the goblin in the webs. She goes, this one looks unusual.
Yes. His skull is expanded. And I point to it.
Yeah, I see it, yes. Oh, that skull. Okay. She'll go, whoever these goblins were, they seem to try to make some sort of bargain with the dragon. Perhaps gave him the idea to expand his lair to Phandelver?
I think perhaps they became his dinner instead.
There's maybe a few of them. This one might have become dinner to the spiders of the ones that remain here. He goes, and I see you found his hoard. Well, I have no need for him, so enjoy the treasures.
Indeed we will. And I go ahead and start putting all the gems in my gem pouch, frankly, without asking anyone.
Frankly.
How I do things.
Frankly!
That's your name.
Yeah. Yeah, was that a pun intended there, Sam?
I don't even know what you're talking about. What's a pun?
I don't know. What's the fun with you?
Oh boy.
But
man.
right off offers you a roof over your head tonight in her hut. Or those who wish to sleep under the stars. But Franklin, she does show you her stash of special druid mushrooms she gets right from the she goes, this one's right from the crypt garden forest. You can't find mushrooms like this anywhere else.
I have heard tell of crypt garden mushrooms. Is there anything I can... Do you want anything for this? Or is this like a thank you for taking care of that dragon?
Thank you for taking care of the dragon. I think that
is perfect.
One of the last major threats this town may have, perhaps, if Neverwinter seems fit. Perhaps this too will become like Phandelver and become a prosperous town once again.
Perhaps it will. Let me, I take a handful of these mushrooms and consume them, and so I'm gonna sit here in front of this fire, if you don't mind. Wait for these bad boys to kick in.
He turns to you, Raina, and goes, I recognize you, young lady.
Do you?
She says, it's hard to forget. Little tiefling girl. What would you say you were like as a child? Like shy, rambunctious?
She was definitely very shy. Kind of came into herself as she got older, but still just on the quiet side. But very kind, very gentle, very just a quiet, gentle soul.
Voice in your head goes, no one seemed to notice you back then. But right off says, I would catch glimpses of you when you weren't with your mother. Saying I kept an eye on this town. Saying, very sorry what happened to her. And I'm so glad you managed to escape the worst of it. Saying there
Thank you.
weren't many bodies to bury. Some of them, unfortunately, just kept on not living, wandering. Your mother wasn't among them, if that gives any closure.
It does. Does the shop still stand?
She goes, it does. Most of the buildings still stand. Some are worse for wear. Saying, I've come to think of the town itself as a memorial to them. If you wish to see your old house,
I do.
then the past should be safe. No more. No more undead or blights wander the streets. Be careful of the webs, though. The occasional spider still makes its home here.
Is there fire in the room right now? Kind of burning anywhere?
I would
like
say
a
so, yeah.
candle
She
or-
lit a fire, yeah.
Okay. So I'll just because she's gotta be dramatic. I'm not worried about a little spider, and whatever fire is in the room just instantly flares.
She goes,
Because of thaumaturgy.
but this little girl that I knew, I never knew her to know magic.
Well, that's something I've more recently discovered about myself.
She goes, that is interesting. Does it... Are you happy with it? Are you glad you have this gift now?
Oh yes, quite.
You know, there's only a handful of ways that one obtains magical skills later in life. You know, through study. Which I don't think you're the type to attend a magical school or train under a wizard. But I don't doubt that you're not clever enough. Saying, Some people are simply born with magic. That doesn't seem to be what you have. He goes, but whatever you decide to let in, well, that's between yourself and whatever else resides within you, I suppose. Oh, look at me. Sorry, I'm rambling. Please enjoy the fire. I have soup going. You can hunt some... Unfortunately, there's no rabbits to hunt, since the dragon murdered them all.
Oh, God.
I'll keep bringing that up. I don't know why. But you're welcome to make yourself... You're welcome to make yourself at home for tonight, and Neverwinter's not too far away if you wish to resupply for your ways back to Phandelver. I shall contact my order and tell them about Venom Fang. And maybe these goblins are worth noting as well.
After the conversation is finished, at some point, Raina's going to slip out and sneak down to her old house.
Yep.
And just gather whatever trinkets or whatever might be left.
Yep, maybe a few personal belongings. Oh, there's one thing that I forgot to mention in the horde. I'll say you find it at your house.
Okay.
I don't know why I completely went over this. I just skipped it. You find an old family necklace. It's known as a slumbering dragon touched focus.
Oh, that's in the Dragon
You
Horde.
had that. You put
Yeah,
that
but
in.
I didn't mention
Yeah.
it, so...
Okay.
It can be either way. Anyway, you find a necklace that can be used as a focus. But it gives you advantage on initiative rolls. It's basically an item that got infused with dragon magic from being in a horde.
Right.
And it's a slumbering version.
Cool.
The voice in your head goes, looks a little tacky if you ask me.
Well, then it's good nobody did.
But it matches your eyes.
Yes, I thought so too.
Right off, these mushrooms are starting to kick in. I'm not gonna lie, I was not quite prepared for this.
You see colors, but not the same colors you saw before.
I
Now it just looks like the walls are melting or something.
I very slowly, like, I'm trying to be stealthy, right? But it's really just obvious and slow to everybody. Very deliberately and slowly just get into my shell on the ground, and then I leave the front flap open with just like my nose and my eyes poking out, staring at the fire. But like I'm just in front of the fireplace in the shell, wide-eyed, staring at the fire.
Right off his
Fermi,
going, it's
Fermi
like
is just staring at him the whole time.
it's like told you, crypt garden mushrooms.
I just want to walk in, like, at, like, the most awkward point of this.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So I'm just I'm basically going to turn into a vegetable in front of this fire until the morning comes and I'm recovered.
Yeah. One thing, Raina, you can tell with that voice, is that when he was talking about the necklace, you definitely felt a different cadence around the way he was speaking. A little more elegant. And the ones that you were hearing, like when you were at the bar, was like a little more like gravelly and deep sounding.
Okay.
Yep.
Fun.
Fun, yeah. But we'll get a long rest, and that will end our first session.
Woohoo!
Yay!
All right.
I
Yeah.
provide
So next
right
time
off
we.
with the appropriate form indicating
Yeah.
completion of an eliminated
Yeah, it's
dragon.
like please sign here. Proof of
Rocky,
defeated
do we
dragon.
need to submit
Spoils of war
forms for these
forms.
items?
Yeah.
Stating that we earned them by killing a dragon?
It's like the
Nope.
manifest.
the original contract indicated what was found is ours. That's enough.
Behind the letter, there was like this whole contract for y'all had to sign.
I
I
handled
feel like
it. Fine.
every time I play a new campaign with Brice, he and I each get closer to our actual personalities. One day it's just going to be actually a cow in the crowd and Croasis as characters.